Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honors, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bracha HaKodash. Yahweh being the true name of who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai being the true name of who the world calls Jesus Christ. In the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, the Holy Tongue. Bahashem means in the name, and then the Bracha Kodash is the Spirit Holy, which is being sent down from heaven in these last days upon the prophets and the elect to bring out the truth of the Holy Bible and the prophecies and the end of these times. All right, and I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. All right, it's about the Dhamma Gabar from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you warning from Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and as you can see from the title of this article, expert raises alarm over fake alien invasion called Project Bluebeam. And as you can see, the latest distraction that's just being put all over the news is, so-called UFOs being shot down. All of this stuff about these different balloons and, uninvited visitors, supposedly they're shooting down UFOs and things of that nature, which we know that the true chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai cannot be, touched or destroyed with, carnal means and weaponry of this earth. But the point is that, all of these psychological operations, man, are all being put out here, at a very high level right now. Because ultimately, Esau is losing time. He's losing the information war. So therefore, it's in his best interest to keep, the average person and you citizens constantly, bombarded with psychological operations, keeping your mind distracted, constantly having this constant threat of fear, through these different, whether it's the UFO things, whether it's the avian flu, the bird flu, the fungal infections. Now in Arizona, they was talking about some new dust storm, which is causing, I forgot the name of the valley fever or some shit like that, and then you got, all the talk with China and the talk of, the airspace being invaded. A lot of these things that's going on around the world, are all psychological operations. They need to basically keep you people in a state of constant fear, so that, you pretty much don't know. See, like the spirit, look, Glenn Beck's take on UFOs in China. You see? Because a lot of this shit is psychological operations, man. They're using these things to keep you people constantly distracted from the things that's really important. Like right now, that whole truth is coming out on who blew up that pipeline over there in, I think it was in Russia, that Nord Stream pipeline. And now, the information that's come out that America was totally involved. So now they're going to, do everything possible to distract you from that thing and, have you bombarded and constantly in fear with all these other different things. You see? But this is just all the tactics and the nature of Esau, man. All right? And if you're not rooted and grounded in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and know the truth and what the hell is really going on, these things are going to be, you're going to fall for a lot of these things. You're going to be misled. You're going to have your mind focus on the things that don't truly matter. And then, when they actually, pull this so-called fake alien invasion, the simple will believe every word and be deceived and, fall for whatever comes after, this hoax, man, which we know is not going to be something good for you. It's going to be something that's going to be used to further enslave your mind and to physically enslave you, But, this is the nature of the beast. This is what Esau is doing, man. And we can't be ignorant to this devil's devices. Now, there's a video, like a 3-minute video in this article that I'm going to play at the end of this video. But first, I want to just get into a couple of these scriptures that I got, because, hey, the devil Esau is working, man. Like I said, the psychological operations are at an all-time high, man. And now with that new TV series, The Last of Us, coming out, now you're hearing talks of all of these different viruses and avian flus and fungal infections and shit like that, because they ultimately doing all these things to get you people to, everything that you see as far as these psychological operations is everything that Esau is trying to instill in your mind to be fearful of. He's throwing this at you and that at you and this and that to where, you're just ultimately walking around in a constant state of fear, and when we know that when people are afraid and when people are scared, they will give away more of their rights to have a sense of security. And they'll allow the government to infringe more on their rights and do the things necessary that could so-called ensure their safety, which they'll give away, all of their rights, man. even to the point to where they'll stick a charagma in them. But that's another topic for another day. But let me get these precepts and I'm gonna get out of here. But hey, we just got to be wise and just watch this devil and what he's doing, man. And this year is going to be nothing but psychological operations on top of psychological operations, man. These devils are not going to stop. They're going to keep you people in a constant state of delirium and fear and dependency. But let's get this, man. It's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." You see? And who is the devil? Esau, Edom, this government. That's the devil, the deceiver, man. Let's get this word, the word wiles, all right? And the word is methodia. It says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery, you see? To lie in wait. And that's exactly what all these psychological operations are, man. They're deceit, they're craft, they're trickery. They're trying to confuse and deceive your mind to ultimately to have you, confused and lost so that they can take advantage of you, man, to put you in exactly in a situation that they want you to be in. All right, let's go to some of these root words to see what we get. Let's get this one. Oh, I just did that one. So lucky. But no, I'm not going to do that. But anyways, you see the point of the word, the wiles of the devil, man. Methodia, cunning arts, deceive. And immediately, when I hear that, it immediately makes you think of the serpent in the garden, who was more subtle than any beast that was in the earth, man, which is basically the spirit of Esau, Edom. And he's doing the same thing right now, man. Now he just has an unlimited budget and a military to perform these forms of craft and trickery and witchcraft upon the minds of you people through the television, and through the news, which is, and he knows that if he just constantly just puts on CNN and these major news articles, in these news channels and TV, the same thing over and over and over again, that these people will start to believe it, man, and be deceived, It says, "But put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." You see, so we have on the armor, we have the eye salve, so we know that however this devil operates, it's always in craftiness and in witchcraft and in deceptions, man. It's all a big mind fuck, pretty much, It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." You see? And that's why the methodia, or the wiles of this devil, man, is all really is witchcraft, spiritual wickedness, spiritual witchcraft, man. Controlling of the mind, psychological operations, man. And he knows that if he puts it in these people, the average person, face long enough, they're going to start to believe the bullshit, man. No matter how stupid, no matter how much it doesn't make sense, no matter how just ridiculous it is, these simple-minded people out here will believe it and eat it up and eventually, do whatever this government is going to tell them to do. But we know for a fact through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that when the so-called true alien invasion happens, which is going to be Yahushai and the holy angels, it's not going to be, it's not going to be deception. It's not going to be, some form of Project Blueprint, man. It's going to be the real thing, man. All right. And what Esau is tempted to do was just ultimately to, to confuse, to deceive the people, man. You see? It says, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked." See? And that's what, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us, man. The ability to see through these things, not to be deceived, to know exactly how Esau operates and how, everything that he does, man, is wicked and deceptive, and it's all for his agenda, man. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." You see? So we know how this devil operates. We know that everything that he does is ultimately to deceive and to supplant, and to get an advantage over the simple-minded. It says, what's the word here is pleonecteo, pleon secteo. It says to have more or a greater part of share, to be superior, exile, surpass, have an advantage over, to gain or take advantage of another, to overreach. And that's what the devil is doing, man. By all these different psychological operations, all these different scenarios going on, the avian bird flu, all of this food shortage bullshit, a lot of it, all of these food manufacturing plants going up in smokes, it's all psychological operations, man. But he's presenting it as if it's just some randomly occurring thing, or he's telling you, or he'll use climate change, or, whatever the hell the case, whatever the hell the case might be, to get an advantage over you people, man. But it's all through deception and lies, and a lot of it, is going to be done in these last times with a very sophisticated form of technology, like this Blue Beam he's going to try to do. He's going to make that shit look real interesting and real, But, us here who are in the spirit, we know better, man. All right. And like I said, and when the real so-called alien invasion happens, when Yahweh Shai comes, it's going to be undeniable and unmistakable, man. All right. And this is Matthew chapter 13, verse 26. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming. See, because they're going to be the real earth invasion, is when Yahweh Shai returns with the holy angels to judge and to make war and to correct all of the bullshit going on this planet Earth. And it starts with Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right. And all of these nations and their militaries and their weaponry, their cities, their towns, their deception, their governments are all going to be obliterated by Yahweh Shai when he returns. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. Salakia. And then shall he send his angels and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost parts of the earth. It says, from the uttermost parts of the earth to the uttermost parts of heaven. You see, and that's when it's gonna be. It's not gonna be mistaken. When Yahweh Shai returns, man, it's not gonna be fake. It's not gonna be a psychological operation. It's going to be done in truth and sincerity and in straight judgment, man. All right. So let me play this little 3-minute video clip. And then I'm gonna close it out with that. So, we can't be deceived. Make sure the shit's still recording. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to play this little video, and it's going to let you know that these devils, man, it says Project Blue Beam Alien Invasion. So I'm going to play this, and I'm going to close it out.
There's a new video this morning that some say may be proof we're not alone in the universe. A UFO in the form of a bright light is seen descending over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. The video is said to be taken over the weekend. Then suddenly the light shoots up into the sky. There you see it.
See, and one thing you have to understand, we know that the chariots are true because the scriptures say so. And we know that not every, video clip that you see on TV or that is presented by Esau is the actual chariot. Some of it is some of his own technology. Some of it is China's technology. But we know for a fact that the chariots are real and do exist and do show themselves. So let's not get confused. But you do have to understand at the same time that Esau has a little bit of technology that can, that could resemble what the chariots can do, but they're not the actual chariots of the Most High.
Another video from a different angle appears to show the light doing the same thing.
You can see this thing comes down over through the valley, and in the valley, and then it turns and it comes straight. So something traveling that fast, turning at that speed, that low, is just insane.
This seems potentially like one of the biggest stories of my lifetime. And I don't care if it's about UFOs or whatever you call it. Something that we don't understand is getting very close to our military aircraft, and the government isn't responding adequately. And I hope you keep sounding the alarm on this.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My God. It's rotating.
I think it will take congressional hearings to get to the bottom of all this.
This is the next big thing that they want the public to be afraid of. Well, they fired this electromagnetic weapon. They collided. 2 went down near Roswell, and 1 wasn't found until 1951 up in the northern New Mexico desert.
Almost.
Everyone wonders why this conservative Republican president named a 5-star general, Eisenhower, said on his last speech to the nation as he left office, beware the military-industrial complex.
We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
He wasn't talking about his brethren in the military rank
No,
and
he said
file.
a technological elite in control of it.
We must also be alert to the equal and opposite danger that public policy could itself become the captive of a scientific, technological elite.
People don't realize that Eisenhower, on his watch, lost control of the technology transfer issue around ET spacecraft. They circled the wagons and cut him out. So that's where I get into the Majority Intelligence Committee, MAJIC. It's pronounced magic, ironically, or not ironically. And that is a blend of both corporate and government programs. And I've met with a number of them who are involved at that level. And they all have this agenda to want to control the world through one calamity after another. And the big one they've been planning is to host sort of an alien threat from outer space. You know, Wernher von Braun, back in the 70s on his deathbed, told a member of my team that there was a long-term agenda to hoax a threat from outer space so that sort of the uber global elite, who are really fascists, wanted to take over the planet and unite humanity, not in love and peace or spiritual development or anything nice, but around a fearsome sort of police state conditions, and that they would go through a number of protocols to do that. First, there would be, of course, the Cold War, which they would wind down, replace it with global terrorism, and then global financial chaos. And then the big one, which is the one that they're working on most, that's been very covert in these unacknowledged special access projects, is this hoaxed alien threat. All of this is basically a dress rehearsal for what's coming. And people need to wake up.
Yeah, see, it's like I was saying earlier, you know, this devil is, you know, a psychological operation on top of psyop, man, to ultimately so that they can gain control over, you know, these people. And these things that they're doing, you know, all of these wiles and the methodia and the craftiness and witchcraft is all being done to, you know, to bring in the control and bring in this NWO that these devils are trying to, you know, establish here on the earth, man. But the main point is, look, don't be deceived by none of this shit. A lot of it is fake, man. A lot of it is just, you know, mind games that they're playing on the people, and ultimately to keep these people in fear, so that at the end of the day they'll be willing to, you know, give over all of their rights and all of their freedoms to this new world order, so that they can have complete and total control over you and over the minds of you people, man. But you know, hey, you know, those of us who are in the spirit, we see what this devil is doing. You know, we know that Yahweh Shai is going to return and put an end to all of this bullshit. But the main point of this video is, don't be deceived, man. Hey, and know that this devil is working. You know, it's going to get even more and more crazy, more and more psyops on top of psyops, until eventually, you know, they are going to try to pull this thing off. But hey, we know for sure that, you know, if it was possible to be able to deceive the very elect, man. So, hey, just stay circumspect, stay in the spirit. Lord willing, you were edified. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, put in the spirit of me to do this lesson. Until the next one, shalom.